Today we have Professor Kang from Hongkong Global University. He is professor in the Department of Language Education. We came here to interview him so that we can give some information about Hongkong University and also the opportunities that are here. So, Professor Kang, could you briefly tell a little bit more about yourself?
Oh, sure. So I was actually born in South Korea, but I immigrated to America with my family when I was about 6 years old, and I received all of my educational training in the United States. But then I also have served as a missionary in China for almost 10 years, and I just recently returned to Korea to serve here at Handong Global University.
Very good. Thank you. So, my first question I would ask you is, tell us a little bit about Hongkong Global University. What kind of departments that are here?
Okay.
Is it when they say Hongkong Global University? What is that? Why they are specifically stressing on the global university?
Sure. Handong was created by our president, which actually is right behind the camera. Our first president, Dr. Young-gil Kim, and he was also received his PhD in, I believe it was New York State in the United States. And then he and his wife had a vision to plant a school to glorify God here in South Korea. And he came here to the city of Pohang, and we are on the outskirts of Pohang, near the ocean. The beach is only a couple of miles away, about 3 kilometers away. And also we are in the mountains, which is a distinctive feature of Handong. We are on top of a mountain, and so it's beautiful skies year-round, and a lot of wind, which is nice in the summer, but a bit cold in the winter. Yes, but we produce our own windbreakers as well every year for the students, as I was sharing with Ambika. What else did you want to know? Oh, I'm sorry, yes, the departments. So this is primarily a university that, as far as I understand, doesn't really emphasize any specific department. Like, it's not super strong in humanities or super strong in the hard sciences, but rather it's a comprehensive university. There are departments for engineers, and there are departments for literature majors here. It's called the Global University because their vision is to send their graduates out into the world. And I particularly serve in the Department of English Language Education, and so every Handong University student has to pass a comprehensive English examination upon graduation before they are allowed to graduate, which will enable them to serve in many parts of the world that also speak English. Of course, we are located in South Korea, and so the majority of the Handong students are South Korean, as well as even a few North Koreans, as I know, are studying here. But we have many international students, usually hundreds, more than 100 every semester, that study here both as exchange students for 1 semester, or even international students for their entire degree. And so this university has a vision to reach the world, and also invites students from all over the world to come and study here.
Okay. So we have students from all over the world, and majorly Koreans.
Mm-hmm.
Still they reach to whole of the world.
Yes.
That sounds pretty good, and the vision was also very good.
Yes.
What are the different opportunities students have to enter into here? what is the channel that Korean students enter here, and what are the channels for the international students to come here?
Let me first say that I'm just an English instructor here, so I don't know all of the admission statistics of the university. But from my experience with interacting with Handong students, most of the local Korean students are not actually from this local city of Pohang, but come from different parts of Korea. Of course, about a quarter of the South Korean population live in the greater Seoul city area, metropolitan area, and so a lot of the local Korean students come from the Seoul area. And the international students come from all over the world. We've had Indian students here before. Currently, we don't have any, but would like to have some. And as far as I understand, there is plenty of scholarships available. This is a Christian university. It is distinctively Christian, also in terms of its generosity. I know that lots of the exchange students are here on full scholarships, as well as some of the international students that receive their entire training here. But once again, I'm not an admissions administrator, so I don't know all the specifics. Yes.
Okay. So we are going to interview a few of the international students to know what channels they have, and so we will get to know a few of them in detail.
Yes.
And that's a good summary of the admissions into Hongkong University.
Yeah.
I have one more question to you. What is your suggestions for students who are applying here? How should they prepare, and what time they should start to prepare for applications?
Yes, I've encountered many international students over the past year, and I would say that for one semester exchange students, they should be prepared, yes, to study, but also to open their minds to a new experience of not only of Korea, but I understand that many of the exchange students actually travel during the vacation times. They'll go to the Philippines, they'll go to Japan, and so there are many Asian countries nearby South Korea as well. And also they will experience the South Korean culture here, which is all done in a different language. So I would recommend that actually prospective students should familiarize themselves with the Korean language, which is a very scientific modern language to learn. The linguists say that you could learn it in a week or two if you're clever. And so reading it, and also maybe get a handbook on South Korean culture. It is a very Confucian culture, so very polite, lots of rituals and mannerisms, so I would recommend that. And of course, it is a Christian university. It is distinctively Christian. I have had the privilege of also working at some other top Korean universities, such as Korea University and Yonsei University, and they were not Christian universities. But I can say distinctively that Handong is a Christian university. And so they should be aware of that this is a Christian university that requires things such as attending chapel, so Christian worship services, and I believe those are mandatory. And also they will participate in a team where they are assigned a faculty member as a team leader, as well as having teammates, which they will share how things are going every week. I believe it's on Wednesdays. They'll attend chapel together, and then they'll have what's called team time, where they share a meal and they play games, usually outside, like fly a kite or play a ball or something, so they become a family. And as long as you stay enrolled at Tandong, you are part of a team. And so you'll always have a family here that you can share your ups and downs with, and also get some advice from your team leaders as well. There's a student leader as well as a faculty leader of your team. And so that's something that you can prepare for. And yeah, there are all kinds of students that come here, both extroverts and introverts. And I can also say that the presence of God is very strong here. And so if you don't already have a personal relationship with Jesus, you will probably have that opportunity here while you're at London.
Yeah, as you said, the Korean language is a scientific language. Yes, I do feel it's easy to learn to read.
Yes.
So even people sitting outside, they can actually learn before coming.
Yes. Yes.
And this is a place where you also experience God and His creation and His fellowship. It's a nice place. I really like to be here for this short time. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.